Perhaps in another life, we could have stood together, brother. Beneath his light, not lost beneath its absence. Miraak stood before Gellibore, his hood slightly concealing his face. I seek Auriel's bow. Gellibore regarded him carefully before nodding. I can help you retrieve it, but first, I require your assistance. Miraak maintained his composure, his voice measured. What assistance do you need? I need you to kill my brother, Arch-Curate Vertha. Miraak paused for a brief moment, considering the request. Very well. I will deal with your brother. Is there anything else I need to know? Gellibore did not hesitate. His words were firm, unwavering, just as Mirra had said they would be. He proceeded to explain the way shrines and the initiate's path, his tone absent of doubt or reluctance. Once the explanation was complete, Miraak gave a slight nod. You have my thanks, he said, the words spoken with deliberate restraint. The act had to be maintained. Vertha commanded his farmer to attack. Miraak swept his hand, flames roaring forth, turning them to ash in moments. An ancient frost Atronach lunged, but Miraak's power tore it apart, shards of ice scattering. Vertha's fury erupted, his voice a storm that brought the temple itself trembling. But as the stone fell, Miraak walked forward, untouched and relentless. Miraak and Vertha clashed. Miraak held the advantage, his experience and power keeping the elf at bay. He did not underestimate him, but neither had Vertha pushed him far enough to warrant his Thuum. The fight progressed as expected, Miraak dictating the pace, Vertha resisting, but ultimately faltering. You were holding back, Vertha noted, a smirk tugging at the corner of his lips despite his defeat. Even now, you do not see me as a true threat. Miraak did not respond. He merely stared down at Vertha, unreadable and silent. Vertha chuckled, shaking his head. Then tell me, what do you intend to do with Auriel's bow? Miraak considered humouring him, then did just that. It will be a gift to a vampire lord. Vertha's interest piqued. You mean to give it to him? What reason would he have for wanting it? Miraak was silent for a moment before responding. A prophecy. Vertha's eyes widened. The tyranny of the sun. Do you intend to blot out the sun with the blood of a daughter of Coldharbour? Miraak's expression remained neutral. Perhaps. Vertha's demeanour shifted, urgency creeping into his tone. You know the location of a daughter of Coldharbour. I have waited centuries for one to appear. I have remained here, guarding the bow. For that very reason. Miraak did not respond immediately. He merely studied Vertha, observing the desperate hunger in his gaze. Vertha continued, his voice laced with bitter hatred. I am the one who conceived the tyranny of the sun, a means to take my revenge on Auriel, for forsaking me, for casting me aside like nothing. Miraak's lips curled slightly. You are a vampire. How amusing. You wish to take revenge on a god. Vertha's expression darkened. No matter the cost. Miraak's smirk widened, sensing the weight behind those words. Very well. You shall serve me, elf. What is your name? Vertha straightened slightly, regaining some of his composure. Vertha. Miraak nodded. Retrieve the bow. We're leaving. Vertha's voice cut the cold air, edged with centuries of bitterness. Tell me, brother, what more could I have done to earn Auriel's aid? I served him faithfully, yet when I was turned, he did nothing. How can you defend such neglect? Gellibore inclined his head, sorrow etched into his features. You were never deemed unworthy, Vertha. Mortal cruelty caused your curse. Auriel did not will it. A harsh laugh escaped Vertha. Still he stood by while our people were twisted by the Dwemer, reduced to Falmer scuttling in these caverns. What is that, if not abandonment? Gellibore's voice was gentle but unwavering. The The Dwemer's evil was their own. The divine seldom intervened directly. I cannot pretend to know his will, but I know he did not desire your suffering. Vertha's fury flared. Then whom shall I blame? Where was his power when I lay broken, my blood tainted? Gellibore stood firm, unyielding. I cannot allow you to leave with the bow, Vertha. If you wish to defile Auriel's relic, then you must go through me. Vertha's expression darkened. Then so be it. The air tore with the force of their fury, divine light clashing against bitter cold. Vertha's power spilled forth like an endless blizzard that sent the very ground trembling. Gellibore fought back with radiance, crosses of golden light cutting through the darkness. His spells radiated heat and purity, each strike searing against Vertha's defenses. But Vertha's anger would not relent. Golden light clashed with freezing dark, heat searing against frost until the air itself steamed. But Vertha's power was unending and vicious. As the battle reached its end, Vertha stood victorious. Gellibore kneeled defeated, breathing hard, his eyes flickering with exhaustion, yet unbroken resolve. He lifted his gaze to his brother, voice quiet but heavy with meaning. I once prayed for Auriel's light to reach you, but even the sun cannot touch a man who chooses the shadows. Perhaps in another life, we could have stood together, brother, beneath his light, not lost beneath its absence. Vertha's fingers clenched at his sides. He hesitated, then his face hardened. No, he rasped. I won't grant you the solace of dying for your faith. Live with it, and watch it fail you as it failed me. Without another word, he turned and walked away. But Miraak did not follow. A roar of the Thu'um shattered the stillness. Bend will struck Gellibore like an unbreakable command. His limbs locked, breath caught, his will no longer his own. Even now you resist. A flicker of interest. Your will is formidable. He tilted his head. But wasted. A pulse of magic surged from Miraak's hand. Tendrils of dark energy snaked forth, coiling around Gellibore. A faint green glow seeped from the hidden black book, its pull growing stronger. He fought, golden eyes blazing with defiance. Then, with a final pull, reality folded around him, and he was gone. Vertha stared at the empty space. What have you done? Miraak adjusted his cloak, the glow vanishing. His fate no longer concerns you. Without another word, he walked away. Vertha hesitated, then followed.